Business models. We've touched on it, that just because you've done something right before with the music business, they're accustomed to doing things a certain way. World changes, they can't adjust. Warren, what advice do you have? You've seen it in the newspaper business. You made your name. Washington Post, Buffalo News.
Right.
Legalized monopoly. 30 IQ, you could put them in those businesses and they'd succeed.
Yeah, right.
and then now they're
it happens.
all crashing.
It happens. I mean, street railways were big here almost 100 years ago. But I will say this about investing. Everything you do learn is cumulative. I mean, that doesn't mean that industries stay good forever or businesses stay good forever, but learning to think about business models. What I learned at 20 is useful to me now. What I learned at 25 is useful to me now. And so it's not a field that changes dramatically in terms of the underlying principles. It's like physics. I mean, there's underlying principles. Now they're doing all kinds of things with physics they weren't doing 50 years ago. But if you know if you got the principles, if you know what makes a good business, if you know what makes a good manager, if you know what makes a good product, and you learn that in one business, there is some transference to other businesses as you go along, and you learn what things you're not going to understand. I mean, knowing what to leave out is just as important as knowing what to focus on. And I don't think I can win every game. Somebody said, "How do you beat Bobby Fischer?" You play him any game except chess. So I don't play Bobby Fischer chess. And there's a lot of value to learning that over time, and learning what you're good at and what you're not good at.
And Jay, your business is like in the newspaper business. You yourself have said that record companies are anachronistic, that they lost it. They lost it with Napster. Explain how they did it and what you learned from it and how you think you can go forward and survive in an environment where what had been true for decades is no longer true.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing about a business is recognizing change. The variables are not the same. There's a big thing called the internet, so it changes the landscape of everything. I think the consumption of music is at an all-time high, but as we see, the music business is down, so something has to be done there. It was a time in music where a hit solved everything. You just had a hit, it didn't matter what was going on. Get a hit, and it solved everyone's problem.
Covered a lot of sins.
That's no longer true, not today. And I think, just having that mentality for so long, I think the music business is still stuck in that place because, we haven't figured that out. We haven't figured it out.
That Napster, they made a huge mistake on Napster.
Yeah, well, Napster came along and there was this file sharing thing, and at the time we had the opportunity to embrace it, and this way you can control it. It was one place. But when you stop Napster and we shut down Napster, just the arrogance that we had, it made 1 million Napsters. Now it's impossible to control. Just that sort of thinking. I think in business one of the biggest things is to open yourself up for change. You don't have to change who you are and how you operate, but just if the landscape is changed, then the way we do business has to change somewhat. We don't have to change who we are. We have to change the way we go about it. Because like I said, the consumption of music is higher than ever.